Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude, and my friend Freddie made it all the way down Interstate I-85 to make it into the Bobcat office right here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, Freddie and Bobcat.
Let's go!
All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. Let's have that first sip of coffee, shall we? Oh, yeah. Ready to leap. Are you ready to leap into this fine Tuesday, Freddie Blanton?
Yeah, I've already left, Danny. That was hours ago.
I know you did, man. You were raring to go. Oh, I see some great people on this bus already. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I can't wait to see these people. Russ Hammond, Red Wing Russ in the house. Great to see Red Wing Russ. Hey, Russ, going to mention to Russ, he's at Red Wings in Spartanburg. I've had two people mention the video that we did talking about the vouchers that you can get to go by and get relaced, re-cleaned. I know Freddie does that, don't you? Don't you take Red Wing Russ up on the boot cleaning?
Yeah, that's part of the deal.
Oh man, we had great audio and visuals all the way up until 7:55. So I hope that continues. Paul Pappy, welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. First sip. Let's get it. Let's get it. Jacob in the house. Good morning, my positive friend. Sorry I haven't been on, but I'm happy to be on the bus today. What you think about Jacob being back, Fred?
Today is what matters, Jacob.
I love it. I love it. Today is what matters. Good morning, Joe Buongiorno. Gary's on the bus. I wonder how Gary's 2026 is starting out.
Well, read his comment and you'll know how his day started out.
Good morning, DJ. Good morning, Larry. Let's go. Love to have Jacob back on the bus, man. Love to see that smiling face. Hey, 3/4 of the way to work, 30 minutes. I remembered I took off today to volunteer for a high school event. I had to turn back around to go home and change. I am just leaving to go to the. Wow.
Habit, man. We are creatures of habit.
Now, how would you handle that? That is a. Hey, I love that Larry's here too. I don't know if I said something about Larry, but hey, let me say this. How would you handle that situation right there? You're on your way to work. Maybe I'm sure we've all done things like that. That's a hard mindset hit. Gary is going to have a hard time getting in the right frame of mind now, isn't he?
Oh, probably. Now he may feel rushed. Then he's going to show up to the volunteer event, and he's going to be that dad that's walking in late. Everyone's going to judge him for oversleeping, although he didn't oversleep, and he's missing vital details of instruction that he's going to have to ask someone else about and then get on their nerves doing it. I mean, it's a downward spiral.
But and here's how you prevent downward spirals. You talk about it, right? You talk about the reality of the situation. If we get in our head, if Gary didn't say that and on the bus to everybody else, he would be holding that himself. Oh, doggone it, I've got to turn around. I've got to do all this. But somehow externalizing it, get people to kind of laugh at it with you and be frustrated with you. Yeah. Somehow that makes it a little lighter, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, if he'd have been here on time, he wouldn't have to ask questions.
Oh, hey, look at that. Gary said, nah, I'm pretty good. He said, move on. I'm good at shifting gears.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
If this dude eats fish in the break room heated up, he ain't worried about the volunteer situation.
No. He's not worried about that. I've got a question for you. We've been talking about being competitive. We've been talking about when we're competitive. How about this? Do you have a temper? Are you a good sport?
Me personally? Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I really, over the years, the temper has come down, and I really try to be a good sport. And it could be from the officiating aspect because I see so much garbage from
That's what I.
children, coaches, parents, children, coaches.
Some bad attitudes, some poor sports, and that's
Yeah.
never a good look. But now you're a competitive guy. We've got Paul Pappy out there. We've got Joe out there. We've got Larry on the bus. We've got some competitive people. I've known some super competitive people that are competitive in everything. And boy, oh boy, even my brother, he's a nice dude, but man, when he lost, he did not like to lose. So how do we draw that line? They did not like to lose.
Hey, so if you lose, you should have done better.
Mm.
You should have prepared more. I don't know what to tell you. You lost.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
That reminds me of the Jim Rohn quote. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to admit, though, is it? I mean, when we lose something, it's not an easy thing to say. Oh man, I just need to be better. If I was better, this wouldn't be a problem. Why is that so hard to admit?
Well, come on, ref. We hadn't got a call all night. Well, I'm not 0 for 13 from the 3-point line, coach. That's wrong. I don't.
Yeah. It's misdirected. Like we get frustrated at the wrong things. When at the end of the day, what can I do? That's probably what you see a lot of, isn't it? It's like personal responsibility. And then talk about the parents getting upset, the parents getting involved in the games. Do you see that a lot? Does that frustrate you to no end? And how does that affect you when you're watching the boys?
No parent wants to hold their child accountable for what's not happening. Right? Well, my child's not scoring. He's not getting the ref. He's not calling any fouls just for my kid.
Oh yeah.
My kid's missing shots, not for the reason that he's not any good, because the ref was standing too close to him. I mean, you will hear anything just so somebody does not have to hold their child accountable for actions.
Now, how do we handle arguments? Right?
Where?
So on the basketball court, tell me how we handle an argument on the basketball court. Now, you've got one of those parents, and they have been yapping the whole entire game. And how do you handle that? Do you try to handle that as a ref? Is there so much of it that you can't handle it? Take us into how that is from your standpoint.
If it crosses a line and becomes personal, vulgar, the language is out of control, I handle it very calmly when I walk over to the guy that has on a bulletproof vest and a pistol, and I say, that person over there in the red shirt needs to be reminded about sportsmanship, and that if they don't want to cooperate, you can escort them out of the building.
Hey! Well, there you go. You've got a controlled environment, and so there's really no arguing there. So now let's segue. Let's go into Bobcat Company. There's a disagreement. There's service, there's sales. You're trying to sell equipment. We're trying to fix equipment. We've got operations. Tell me about arguments at work.
And this happens, right? If you look at the amount of time that you spend with your coworkers, who gets more of you than your coworkers?
Family.
Do they?
Maybe.
They don't.
Yeah.
Especially not during the week.
Ooh.
So there's always will be some friction at times with your coworkers, and your goal may be the same, but your idea about how to get there may be different. So you have to understand, okay, service is trying to do something. I'm trying to do something. There's some conflict. Let's talk about it. Let's work it out. Sometimes that's heated, but at the end of it, it's over.
I like that. And I do think that it's important to have those difficult, uncomfortable conversations, to get out the things that are on our mind, because there's nothing that gets resentment and frustration and will drain a team's energy hanging on to information.
Exactly. I'd love to know how Paul Pappy handles that.
I would too. Paul Pappy, you've got arguments going on. And see, and Paul's a business owner. He's a competitive person. He wants to win. When somebody on his team does something, that's, there's disagreements. There's disagreements in every. I do think it's interesting as we get to know these bus riders and we get to know people. We have situations. We all have been where Gary's been. We've all been. Maybe we're not officiating basketball, but we've all been in arguments.
Yeah, even at F3 today, the guy leading the workout got a little friction from another participant.
He did. How did you think he handled it? How did you think he handled it? I mean,
I think he ignored it, basically.
Yeah.
He called him out a little bit, but then he just kept moving.
Yeah. And that gets interesting. There's different times, different leadership. People are in moods. Sometimes you get out there at 5:30 in the morning and some people have a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. Is there anything wrong with having a chip on your shoulder, Fred?
No.
If you can have a chip on your shoulder and be a good sport, do you think that's a good combination?
Now you're in business. Now you've got the confidence to take care of what you know you can take care of. And if you're a good sport about it, you know that when your actions may rub somebody the wrong way, that you're able to communicate yourself through it.
Oh, I love that. Talk about a stabilizing effect. When you're able to look at yourself and you say, you know what? I said it. I did it this way. I wasn't good enough. This is this. This is this. This is that. What's next?
Yeah. Complete self-awareness. Let's address the situation. And we're not going to stay here long. Let's address it and figure out how to keep moving.
I like it. We get energy at the edges. When things are going, when we're right in the middle of things, when we don't get that person in F3 that challenges us, that says something that makes us feel a certain way, when we don't do things that make us nervous, we start everything starts to get mundane. We start to get comfortable. And I believe that once we're comfortable, we start to lose energy.
Yeah. V-Dub says there's nothing wrong with having a chip on your shoulder as long as you're fine with it getting knocked off.
Woo!
And that is good for you occasionally, right?
I want to find that. There's nothing wrong with having a chip on your shoulder if you don't mind getting it knocked off. And that comes to admitting it, Hey, yeah. There is a chip and it is sitting right here and I own this chip, and sometimes it helps me and sometimes it kind of hurts me. Would you say that that's true of your chip if you have one?
Depending on how big it is at the moment, yeah, it can definitely hurt you.
I like that. Sometimes it grows depending on the situation. Admitting is growing and learning. There is so much truth into that, Jacob. So much truth into that. We become powerful when we can admit the truth of the way that things are. When we call it like it is, like Fred on the court in our own life, then we somehow we kind of wrap our hands around the situation. What you thinking?
Who's the guy? It made me think of an MMA fighter.
Okay.
Who was climbing the ranks, and he won a title in one weight division, then moved up and won a title in the next division. And he talks all this. Conor McGregor.
Oh, Conor
had a massive chip on his shoulder. And it was time for him to get it knocked off. And it happened.
That's it.
And you know what he could say about it? Nothing.
Ran that mouth 99 miles an hour. Now he had tremendous success. I go back to V-Dub's comment. I really like that, right? There is nothing wrong with having a chip on your shoulder if you don't mind getting it knocked off, because you've got to acknowledge that it is there. And this is the way we kind of manage our energy. We know ourselves. We know that we have this chip. That's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing when we lose control over it or we forget that it's there.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the RPM guide, right? It's like run, run, run. So
or it's so big you want to walk in everywhere and just show it off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at this chip. Look at this chip.
Hey, if you want to know what a confident person looks like walking, watch Conor McGregor walking when he's got his suit on. That is how you walk if you've got a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So
you got a big old chip.
If you got a big old chip and a lot of confidence, you're gonna walk like that. Hey, good stuff. Remember, energy is at the edges. There's nothing wrong with making it to the edge. It's kind of scary over there. It can be scary. It's like a height for me, but we want to find it because that's where the energy is. Manage the energy. Keep growing every single day. Fred, final thought.
I think it is awesome and sometimes necessary to have a chip on your shoulder. Just be aware when you start leaning one way because that thing's so heavy.
Well, yeah, it gets heavy.
It might fall off.
Hey, if you need help identifying it, give us a call.
Call me for sure. I'll let you know.
Oh, yeah. Later, guys. See y'all tomorrow.